Like, we're gonna knock you out. Then you have. Oh my god! Hi everybody, it's Jess, your go-to dance commentator, and we are here taking a look at Boy Next Door and their track Tok Tok Tok. I have the music video pulled up, and as soon as they have a dance practice, we will take a look and attach it to the end of this video. We've reviewed quite a few Boy Next Door pieces, tracks, all thanks to Lauren. She has been one of my Patreon requesters way back a couple years ago, and she's still living it up with us. So I like being able to check in with them, but I also like giving her a shout out because a huge reason why we're able to look at them as well as we can is because of her. So I'm excited to dive in. I hope you are. Let's go. Okay.
Yo, snap, snap, 눈코 뜰 새 없이 stalking. Clap, back, 우린 반응해줘 썩기. Stack, high key를 맞춰내는 높이. Yellow my side into the sky, we are lucky. Rolling up high, much blame, 이거 shit. 좁은 틈 살, 바람만 부르시. Tripping that bass, 내 stunts, 난 지속. Call us, 안 부럽지. 똑똑똑, B&D, coming at your door. 똑똑똑, 1, 2, 3, we about to blow.
I'm not used to seeing them doing a concept like this. Oh. The syllables, how they sounded. I love the percussion. I really am intrigued about this dance. Because you got some really nice moments of opportunity. Like, we're gonna knock you out. Then you have. This is like a little small thing that has nothing to do with this music video, but everything to do with whoever posted the music video. Whether that's like Hype and then they put Boy Next Door on it or what. But the fact that you had your end screen start up like with, what is it? It's like 46, 30, so it'd be like 26. Yeah, the fact that they had this up for 20 seconds instead of just committing it to the end, that does bother me a lot. Because then we can't really appreciate the music video in its entirety because of this, right? And as somebody who makes end screens, I do care about that. So if you care about it too, and you notice it on my videos, let me know and I will fix it. If you like this song, I feel like Kendrick Lamar is your kind of artist, if I'm being real. Like, there's a lot of similarities to that. Like, how, I don't know, the charm of Kendrick's, backtracks and samples that he chooses to use. I think there's a correlation here, right? Which I can find to be fun. I like the chorus itself, right? Now, some people may be like, oh my god, they have grills in their music video. a grill is not associated so much with the culture as much as other things are in terms of the negative connotation to it, or like there's depth to history of it. Grill is a style choice, yes, primarily in the Black culture, um, but it's not associated in ways that, you know, hairstyles are, or like certain fashion color palettes and locations that you're at with said color palettes, right? So we're not gonna really dive into that too much, but if you're curious, you can always shoot me an email, or you can Google these things yourself. And it's just a really fun, fascinating thing to understand music and why certain trends with certain artists, why it works, but then also why does it not land sometimes. There's certain parts of this that I thoroughly enjoyed. I will, however, really be curious about how this dance looks, quite simply because there is a lot of opportunity. Like, this is fun. I love that dun dun dun. It's fun, that little knock, like dun 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 dun. There's this bass that you can absolutely send through the phrase on in syncopation. So I have a mostly a musicality preference to how I expect this course to look. So just know that going in. I am excited for a dance practice. I do know they have a performance version, but we're going to hold out and wait for a dance practice to really see it in all its glory. Dance practice, here we go! Oh, I'm so rooting for a really cool percussive moment in this dance. That's what I'm hoping here. Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh my god! Yeah. Yeah. That is amazing. Wow. The first syncopated bass, guys, that far exceeded expectation. That was fantastic. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this. Okay, so we start from the top. I may be pausing quite often. We will see. So get ready. Knock, knock, knock. And then they all come up. I like the trace here as we send it. I like the isolations with the trade-off where you have something that's causing the ISO to be moved, right? So these are kind of my favorite type of isolations. They're not the ones where they're just independent, but you have a body part or a hand that gestures to force the focus of it. This whole section is like that. And they bring it in. The shoulders, you notice how full they looked, and I do think a component of it is the arms and where they're placed on it. Then we're knocking. 1, 2, 3. This part, watch. Oh my God! It's an isolated wave out with a syncopated lower body. Ew. So it goes heel toe. Where they go, they heel, they knock it out with this isolation send off. God, that's so good. That's so good. Okay, the accent, I love that we have a nice suspension on it. Bring it to the inside. They knock onto the chest. They drop it low. The send to the side is really fun. And they hit it through, and I really like this moment. We send it off. Here we go. They V-step it. I like this little, instead of hitting them folks, we knock it up to the top of the shoulder. Notice it feels like a gear shift, right? Whenever you take it versus a point to a cover towards or a fist, all of that will read differently. So I love that we have the hands playing a role in there. The build up on that with the kick with the rotation was cool. Then they end up doing a ball change, not rock away, but absolutely this bleed intention in the torso as we transitioned it. And then I like this party moment, mosh pit moment that helps tie into the quantity that we end up seeing later. This is so cool. Yep. That little dok. I like the cross on that is nice. We send it around. I like the reveal happening there. They hit it with the elbow to the shoulder. They knock it. They hit it with the clap. I like the transition happening in the back. It's mirrored. Then they go heel to heel with the knees. And then we end up taking the arm, sitting up and around. Arm swing is great with your feature being the only one with a single, everybody else with double. Then they end up creating this really nice rigid scuff, going in, bringing it to the inside. Then he sends it, sound, and I like that we rotate it, sending it up. And I like that caused the transition. It gave that impression. So right here, notice that we're bouncing, and I like the torso on it, and then we end up having this interruption, doom, and then they're going to reverse it with the rebound. Golly. And a great way to keep your feature featured, because everybody who was in front of him was low, but I really like the polyrhythm through delegation, where we were attacking all the different parts of the music, whether it was your feature or everybody else environmentally. Oh, with the melts are nice, with the toss. When it comes to like a body roll melt with the reverb, that is my bread and butter. I love seeing that. Then they do that ball change with the bleed on it. I love this part. Da 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 da. Okay, we toss it is great. And we go head on the, so it's really nice and clear. When you hear a knock, it's staccato in sound because it doesn't have a heavy reverb or an echo effect to it, unless you're knocking on something that causes an echo. So I like the head goes down and up. So the Boy Next Door concept, this is such a whiplash difference than what we're used to seeing, but we do have, you know, Boy Next Door, we're using door imagery still that keeps it on brand with the group. So I like the correlation. We're still connected in some way, even though this is like a completely different tree of movement direction than what we're used to seeing with them. You have that knock. So using a fist in all of this makes so much sense, because when you knock, most of the time you have a fist when you do that. And it goes high to low. Then it goes punch and punch, uppercut. I may learn this just for the fact that I like it so much. I like this dance and composition structure so much. Wow. So it goes to the elbow on that. That's fun. Then we pull it to the side. I like that accent in, and then it goes arms, and then we make the body get involved to the feet and then the torso. Look at this. So it goes single, double with both, and then we end up having a nice, fun, lingering finish with the lift up of the foot. Gosh, and then we scuff it. God, this is so filthy. This is so good. Yep. Yeah, they base it, bring it in. I think the last time I felt this way about a boy group choreo was Hard by Next G. This is how much of an adrenaline I'm getting from watching this. Wow. It was either that or it was probably Deer Hunter by Team. So it's like, that's kind of my preference, when it just sinks and settles in musicality so brilliantly, especially when it just slaps me in the face in preference. Oh yeah. And they bring it through. I like the tension or the pull down on that. That's fun. They bring it in, the hop on that. RSVP, and so we have the doo-doo-doo, where we have the points and the lift up there with the leg. Then we end up dropping it down with the pickup in the back foot. And then we go low, middle, and then we toss it away. Da-na-na. Then we bring it up. So we have, this is a pepper seed right here. I love that. And then they go punch, punch, punch. This is very important. Notice that they go and they hook it and pull it. So it looks like they're, what are they pulling, right? It absolutely gives something where we have a string and we're about to send something off. And I love the interruption there. Letting the foot make it more of a full body experience. They look to the front and then they go really nice where you have the introduction to the verse 2. They're dropped nice and low. And side note, I remember giving the note to Boy Next Door in terms of the formation structure in the rookie era. I absolutely see major progress when you utilize an even number compared to an odd. Odd numbers, you're going to get natural symmetry and balance because you deal with a lot of 1-point features. And so when you have it as equal representation or even representation on both sides, it's just really nice and subtle as well. But with even numbers, you do have the opportunity to create really nice, interesting, creative choices with that number. And we get to see that here. We bring it in. I like the tension with this pulse, or not really pulse, but this pull. They drop it in. And then it looks like we have it where it's like popcorn between different people. And then they end up doing these waves from one side to another, letting the body move in opposition. A lot of times we'd call that snaking. I don't think they were doing snaking technique, but it does give an inspiration to it. I like the accent with the head knocks on it, right? Knocking with the fist, but you can also have these knocks. That's what we call it, at least I've heard it called. Whenever you're knocking with the head, there's a staccato little chomping kind of bit that you see. I like that. It's where everyone's kind of, matching dynamic in this push and pull kind of thrusting choice in the body, but they're all showcasing individuality within that. Whoa. Here we go. And these little hop, doom, 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 and then it goes. So they end up he ends up pointing, but they don't follow his point, and I don't mind that. They just end up resetting from the side. So the sound is still resolved, and you can hear it on his tone, but you have two different interpretations of it. And it works. So they melt it. I like that, where they slide it and we toss it. That's cool. We point it, and I like that he points to your next feature. Really easy way for us to clock him. Then we end up taking it with a little Charleston moment. And then we bounce, tossing it up. We look to the side, and then we wave it. I will say something I'm noticing here is you can tell that they are starting to get fatigued, which is rare. It just shows you how freaking full out this mess is. Like, the yelling absolutely is the second win portion of the dance. Like, this right here is immediate where I can tell we are starting to gas out. They literally went 90-0 for a minute 30 straight. That makes sense. Regardless of how competent you are in certain styles, you will get gassed if you sprint it, right? That's what a sprint is. So I am thoroughly impressed at this. And the reason why I am sensitive to stamina is because it is a criteria listing that we do look at for IDL, which is a professional dance league that is more on the global side, just like D League for Japan. And that is a category, so we have to pay attention to it in that way. But the fact is, there's so much beautiful dance competency in structure here that I have to look at it in that way. We love it. Oh my God, this is so good. Guys, this is so good. I like the head with the pan over to the side. The arms are nice, and we have the switch off there in our trio there. The hop on it's cool. Yeah, so they're doing nice gestures to pass off there, and they go head. Same thing as before. We punch it with the kick, and then they hit it with a reversal where they start it. So it's a different choreo, but there is complementary movement that is familiar to what we've already seen in exposure building up to this. He tosses it, and you have that do, 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 do. So all that percussion got hit with this arm. Then we drop it, good levels. Then it goes dok, dok. So we're knocking with the head there. And it goes 1, 2, 3. And I like that we're about to see what we saw in course 1. We're about to see it here as a feature. Then they all join in, and then I like that you had one of your members in a lower level, so it provided some variety of repackage. Then they go do-do-do-do. Then they end up sending it out. This mechanical sound justified in really nice, quirky textures is probably going to be my preference of musicality justification, especially when we see it in concept in the K-pop space. It's so fun. Then they end up knocking on the chest. They point it as nice. We pull it. You hear that? We are gassed, and that is like we are forcing our way to push through, and we have no idea how many times they had to do this. I love that. The hop on it is nice. And they get low. I like the little shoot moment there when he takes the arm and he sends it. And I like that they complemented it. So they send it, boom. I like that. When they send it front and then they reset it back. And then they go low, middle, high. The reason why I can tell that they look a bit fatigued, not really the face, but the body, the torso is not as invested in that kind of choice compared to the first time we saw it. So that's why. It's like little things like that. Like this little moment here, it's not as slinky. It's more on autopilot, and then the dancers are coming in. Yep, hit. I like the level switch there. It's cool. There's your tok, tok, tok. Yep, mosh pit. Ha! Build it up. Then we transition. I like that the dancers weren't really used outside of just being a hype squad. They send it back. Yep, and I like that we accent it. Great footwork here. And then they end up having this opposition with the arms with these little uppercut speed changes. And then I like the head nods on it to complement. And they're mixing Meemaw spaghetti at the bottom. That's fun with the accent, with the hinge going in with the knees. And then I like this transition here. Is it a Dougie? Not quite. But notice how we're... No, it's like we're about to do a Guada Guada, but we don't. We hinge it around instead. We send it back with just this walk back and letting the hips be a contributing factor to it. The body roll, the clap, they send it back. That's really tricky right there. So the knees are fun. They're isolated with the brush around. They are gritting. They are getting to the end. I commend this. Yeah, I like the playfulness of that. We toss it. Here we go. Yeah! I love that high five there. Body roll. Boom. Mosh pit. Let's go. Ha, ha, ha. And they go, let's go. Yep. And then they knock with the ISO. And then they hop it. And they go nice with the Peppa C. One side to another. Then they V-step it back. Not V-step, but they like Charleston it back. They travel it forward. Sitting it back. The clap. High to low. And then they bring it up. I like the class there. They rotate one of the arms with a nice little give me five to themselves. Yep. And then they have a nice moment here with the finish. Woo! That was a whirlwind, right? And honestly, because I liked it so much, I really want to see how the full dance looks in a performance version context. So we're going to watch it. I normally don't, but we are absolutely going to watch it.
We about to go. Snap, snap, 눈코 뗄 새 없이 stalking. Clap, back, 우린 반응해줘 썩기. Stack, high 키를 맞춰내는 높이. 연락만 살인 to the sky, we are lucky. Rolling up, pulling much point, new shit. Showing some slide, but I'm not put a shit. Shipping that bass, these stunts, not cheese. So call us, unbroke. B&D, coming at your door.
Yeah! I love that whole sequence so much. RSVP. Yeah! Yeah, that was... Yep. Let me a little water moment. Go, go, B&D, coming at your door. 1, 2, 3, we about to blow. Got that wish, we about to go. Came all the way to bust down, walking to your zone. RSVP, yeah. Yeah, knock it. Let's go, let's go. They must have been so freaking fatigued having to film this performance version. I'm gonna be real. I think the dance practice shows, I mean, it obviously shows the dance so much more. I think it really like helps us appreciate the beauty of the complexity of it, which is honestly a really good example of sometimes when you have a really intriguing, creative posture of composition, like as a choreography, it may not frame well cinematically when you're trying to cinematically do all of this stuff when really just like a straight shot is enough, if that makes sense. Just like when a dance is really simple, having to supplement with more creative cinematic shots helps make it more of a complete package, which is the charming and interesting thing that we get to explore with performance versions of things. But I am so glad I watched this. I saw the dance, like the dance as a whole, from this first. Lord help us all. I had a freaking blast watching this. If you want to see more Boy Next Door and you don't see it on YouTube, it is on Patreon for you to enjoy. I am so happy that a choreography like this exists, and hopefully I have time this weekend to learn this because it looks like such a banger of a track. I'm Jess. You guys know me, I know you, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.